Dear friends, today I want us to reflect on the theme, being courageous in witnessing to God. As Christians, how can we be courageous or bold in living out our Christian faith, even in the midst of all the challenges we find ourselves? If you paid attention to the readings, especially the gospel, you hear the phrase, fear no one, do not be afraid. Why would Jesus tell the apostles, do not be afraid, fear no one? Why? It's because Jesus was about to send the apostles to go and to preach and to witness to him. And Jesus knew that definitely they will meet resistance. People will oppose their preaching. People will persecute them because he himself faced a lot of persecution. And so he was using these words to prepare their minds and their heart for the challenges that they may encounter in preaching or witnessing to Christ. In the same way as Jesus struggled and was persecuted, the disciples or the apostles also faced a lot of persecution. And we always celebrate the martyrs and the saints in our church. We know how they suffered. In our modern society, is the church free of persecution? Are we still not going through persecution as Christians and as believers? Yes, we are still going through. The dynamisms has changed. In the past, people were arrested, they were imprisoned, they were chastised, they were beaten on the streets. That was how the persecution were done. In our modern day society, they say freedom of worship. But the persecution is going on in a very subtle way. If you are not smart, you wouldn't know it. Now, nobody will pull a gun on your head. Do not go to church. Nobody will arrest you. But the church is still going through persecution. They are using different tools, different mechanisms. Some of them are television. The kind of things people say on television is always on the attack of the church. People use social media to blackmail the church and to blackmail Christians. People use knowledge, intelligence, the kind of things that people are teaching in the universities and the colleges these days. Most of them are on the attack of faith, of spirituality. The kind of music and the movies that are coming out. You ask yourself, is it building spiritual life? Is it building Christianity? No. All these are mechanisms that is modern day persecution. If you live a very good Christian life, you are always under attack. People hate you for nothing. Sometimes you ask yourself, those who are fighting the church, pushing the church, you ask them, what has the church done wrong? What have we done wrong as Christians? We don't go out there forcing people to come to church. We don't go out there forcing people to live like we do. But everybody is forcing the church to do what they want. This is modern day persecution. I am not forcing you to be like me. Why are you forcing me to come and be like you? It's a form of persecution. And so the church and Christians are always going through persecution. And so the words of Jesus to the apostles resonate with us because still we are all scared. Sometimes even the church, priests, everybody is scared when you are walking out there. I remember one time I was traveling and I always have my collar on wherever I go, whether I'm in the plane or anywhere. I like to walk around like a priest. I cherish it and I love it. Then one priest said to me, are you not scared going around with your collar flying in airplanes? These days people hate priests. You may be killed or kidnapped. And I said, why should I be afraid? If I have to die for the church, I die for the church. I have sacrificed everything. Why should I hide my priesthood because I am afraid that somebody will kidnap me or a suicide bomber will kill me. The Christian life is a life of sacrifice. Once you decide that I will follow Jesus, be prepared for anything. If you are not able to sacrifice your life, everything, then your Christianity will not be enough. And so if Jesus is saying, fear not, fear no one, the question is, your friendship with people on earth and your friendship with God, which one is most precious to you? Your relationship with people on earth and your relationship with God in heaven, which one is more superior, more important to you? So as believers today, we are afraid of the truth. People are teaching new ideologies, new philosophies that is destroying family life, destroying every foundation we have. And so today, if you talk about fidelity in marriage, it's nothing to most people. Why should I be faithful? You don't care, let's live our life. We can divorce, we don't care. When you talk about trust is under attack. We don't trust ourselves. We don't trust anybody. You are afraid to even go in public. You don't know what is going to happen. So trust is under attack. When it comes to self-respect, people don't respect anymore. Young and old, people can say anything to anybody, no matter your background or your status. People don't care. Spiritual life. How many people hold their spirituality in supreme? Spiritual life doesn't care. Honesty, hope. People are not honest. We cannot live this life of honesty, life of truthfulness, all because we are scared of people. What would people say? How will people treat me if I tell the truth? But we know that Jesus is the truth. So whenever we cover the truth, it's like putting Jesus under the carpet. Sweep him under the bed. And Jesus says, I am the truth. I am the light. We are not able to stand by the truth all because we want to look good in the sight of people. I want them to love me. I don't want them to fight me. So we are not sincere with ourselves. All because we want to be good, look nice, and people to welcome us. That is why I put the question. Your friendship with people on earth and your friendship with God, which one is superior? And Jesus today says, if you fail to witness to me, I will fail to witness to you in my Father in heaven. He says, do not be afraid. Society is being chaotic. Society is being hostile. But in the midst of this hostility, how do we let the Christ in us show forth to the world? And as Jesus said, you are the light of the world. Out of fear, would we not live our Christian faith? Yeah, we should. We are all afraid in one way or the other, based on the circumstances we find ourselves in. As parents, you are doing very well to raise your kids in a Christian way. You baptize them. You bring them to CCD. You are doing your best to raise these children. But when they start going for college and high school, you get scared because you don't know how they are going to come back to you. As you are forming them, others are deforming them. So you do your best to raise these children. They go there and their peers and teachers teach them other things. Because of that, wouldn't you take your children to school and college? You should. In the midst of all this, you can pray and support them. There are those who go to college or high school and they come back still respectful, still calm, still peaceful as they went. And so let us not be scared to step out there to do what we have to do. Let us be bold and know that Christ will always take care of his own. All we need as parents is to nurture the seed we have sown in our children. Nurture it. We do well in sowing the seed, but when it comes to nurturing, sometimes we fail. To nurture somebody means patience. It needs care. It needs love. And so when your kids begin to go to high school and college, and they begin to learn new ways of things, they begin to fall out of the church. They don't want to come to church on Sunday. Don't fight them. Don't make it so hard. Just nurture them. Nurturing means look at their good side. Accept them. Say good things to them. Once you capitalize on their good side, you can win them. You don't need to force them. You know, Jesus never forced anybody. He went on preaching the good news. And he will always say, he who has ear should hear. He didn't force anybody. So don't say that if I talk about it, they get angry at me. If I tell my children and grandchildren, come to church, they will fight me. They will not even visit me again. They will push me to the nursing home. So I will not talk. I will zip my lips. Don't zip your lips. You can talk about it in a very lovely and nice way. You sow the seed. It takes the Holy Spirit to work on them. So just scatter the seed. Just talk to them. Love them. Show them that kindness. If the Lord wants to draw them, he will draw them. So don't struggle with them. That is how we nurture the faith of people. If you push it too much, you end up losing them. And as parents, we need that patience. We need it because the environment is very hostile. Sometimes we are all scared about the future. How is the future going to be? How is this world going to be in the next 30 years and 25 years when you are gone? You think about your grandchildren and your children and you are scared. But today Jesus is giving you assurance. Fear not. He says, even the hair on your head are counted. That means the Lord knows how to take care of us. Even in the midst of hostility, in the midst of persecution, he knows how to take care of his own. And so let's keep on spreading the good news. You talk about it. They may not listen to you today, but one day your children and grandchildren will walk to you and say, oh, mommy, sorry we didn't listen to you. We wish we had listened to you. They will come. One day, they will come and say, Daddy, thank you for bringing us up in a Christian way. We are proud of ourselves. But if you are scared and you don't talk about it, they will come back to you and tell you, you didn't raise us up well. You didn't take us to church. You didn't help us. They will come and blame you. As parents, sometimes I pity you. If you talk about it, they are angry. If you don't talk about it, they will come and blame you. What should you do? So do what you are supposed to do, and the Lord will reward you. Jesus is giving you assurance. He will take care of you. If he takes care of the birds of the sky, the sparrows, in the same way, he will take care of you. Lastly, I want to assure you, if you live a good Christian life, people will hate you, they will try to persecute you, but they can never take your life until the day has come that the Lord himself wants to take your life. Look at Jesus. They tried and persecuted him, but until the day that the Father himself wanted to take him up, nobody could lay hands on him. Others were persecuted the same way. And so people will hate you, they will do everything to you. But until the day that the Lord himself wants to take your life, nobody can take your life because God is powerful. St. Francis de Sales says something that is so nice and touches my heart. What does he say? He says, do not worry about what tomorrow will bring. The same understanding God who took care of you yesterday will take care of you every day of your life. Do not be afraid of the future. God is in charge. If he has taken care of you today, the rest of your life, he will take care of you. Don't worry. All that you need is prayer, patience, and faith in God. God is so merciful, he is so kind, that wherever we are, he will take care of us and guide us. May his peace and love continue to be upon us and protect us as we tread on the journey of life.